Today we're going to be talking about how Call of Duty is laying on its deathbed as we speak. There is a lot of things they could do to revive it. We're going to be touching on both topics, on what killed this franchise and what can revive it. And the first thing that comes to mind how Call of Duty really killed itself is skill-based matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking really just took the fun out of everything. Call of Duty once was a casual video game where you could just get on with the boys and just get in a party and just chill. You could pub stop, you could just have a fun time. But now it seems like every single game, you just have to lean up in your chair and you have to sweat. It's really just a sweat fest all around, no matter what game mode you play. I know Black Ops 7 has an open playlist, but I don't really think that's the truth. Because when I play Black Ops 7, I seem to get pooped on no matter what. Skill-based matchmaking is everywhere, but if you go back to look at old Call of Duties, even Halo and Gears of War, they had nothing. Battlefield, no skill-based matchmaking, and that is Call of Duty's competitor, and it always has been.
SBMM wasn't a thing. I would stream multiplayer. SBMM, I've said this before and I'll say it again, man. SBMM is I dare say, killing video games as a whole.
And then when cross-gen became a thing in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019, that's when the matchmaking became different. In all of the older Call of Duties, the matchmaking was based off of ping. And also, Black Ops 7 did bring non-disbanding lobbies, but throughout the years of Call of Duty, you would be able to stay in a lobby for hours, even all day. You would meet so many new people, lifelong friends like me. I have a bunch of lifelong friends that I have met playing Call of Duty and just being in a lobby, talking shit, teaming up with each other, and just having a good time with someone else that has similar interests. And it is really hard to have that, especially when skill-based matchmaking is a thing. And having skill-based matchmaking just leads to reverse boosting, and reverse boosting gets you banned, but that seems to be the only way to escape it. And if you want to bring in two boxing as well. Now, Warzone, microtransactions, basically pay to win. And you could really blame Fortnite for this. Fortnite is doing their shit. I have nothing bad to say about Fortnite, but they just completely ruined Call of Duty and really just gaming in general. Almost every single video game was trying to be like Fortnite because Fortnite was just such a big hit. And you can't even blame all these other games for trying. And this video was really only Call of Duty related, but you can't help to mention the thing that broke the game completely. Let's start off with pay to win, professionally known as the microtransaction system. Back when Call of Duty was at its peak, there was no pay to win. Yes, we got weapons from DLCs, you got operators from DLCs, you could buy certain packs, you could buy camos, and for the most part, it was all Call of Duty related. The first things that I could think of is the Makarov operator pack in Call of Duty Ghost, and that didn't really give you an advantage like it does today. Today, you have crazy things that you could buy. You have skins that you could buy that just completely blend in, and the skin that I'm thinking about the most is the Groot skin. And there's another skin as well that just completely blended into dark spaces, and this was mainly used in Warzone. Like, come on, look at this. You literally can't even see this guy. But you could use it in multiplayer as well, and that is another thing why Warzone kind of ruined Call of Duty. In my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, Warzone should be its total separate thing. There shouldn't be any carryover from Warzone to multiplayer. It's a whole different type of game. The movement in multiplayer in Warzone is the same, and I don't think it really should be, because you have Warzone demons, movement demons, whatever you want to call it, are playing multiplayer, and that's what really killed it. My good friend that I play zombies with all the time, he refuses to buy the new Call of Duties because he plays multiplayer every once in a while. He's a casual gamer, and that's completely fine, but he has no business playing the new Call of Duties because everyone is just so much better than him. No offense to him at all, but that's just the harsh reality of Call of Duty. You can't just get on the game and just play, like I just mentioned in the skill-based matchmaking. All this pay-to-win stuff is just really ruining the game. You get stuff that's just overpowered, doesn't make any sense. All these skins that are just, why is Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty? Why is Attack on Titan in Call of Duty? It just doesn't make any sense. And what made the older Call of Duties just so great and so real almost, you had the natural feeling of war. You had soldiers that were based on what climate the map was, and that is something that was so huge in the game. That was just a little thing that if they brought that back, it would just make it so much better. And it really just seems like Call of Duty really lost its identity. Because Call of Duty used to be a gruesome video game. There was a reason it was 18 plus. There was a reason why my parents had to buy me Call of Duty when I was a kid, because simply we had scenes like this.
Oh no.
Now, in the new Call of Duties, we have callouts like this.
I got him in the cat cafe. That's gonna be fun to say no matter what.
What are we actually doing, developers? And something that I'm really big on is quality over quantity. And it seems kind of underwhelming for Call of Duty fans, casual, competitive, or YouTubers. We just get the same thing every single year. 2022, 2023, we got Modern Warfares, and it was basically like a DLC to each other. And then we got Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7, which was really just the same game, and it was very underwhelming. And here's where things get tricky. If Call of Duty waits 3 years to drop a game, they would be cooked. So here's an approach that I think they should do. If Call of Duty dropped a game, let's say in 2027, that game would have like a 3-year lifespan, a little bit shorter than GTA. I don't think GTA 6 is ever coming out, but that's besides the point. They could just drop everything you need: zombies, campaign, multiplayer, spec ops, something along that line. We would have something that we could really get in a groove with. Just keep constant updates for this time period until 3 to 4 years or 5 years, depending on the lifespan on how it's going. Then you drop another title, but not really a fresh start, just going back to the basics. We as the players are kind of part of the problem, because we keep buying the same stuff every single year. It's really the same game. Just how 2K, Madden, FIFA, all other games really do the exact same thing, and we're just kind of blind to it, or we're just ignorant and don't want to change our ways. Yes, as I say all that stuff, Call of Duty is part of childhood. It really could be a lifestyle. Even casual players, it is something that they played and they really just had an amazing time, and just trying to get that type of high in a video game is something that a lot of people are chasing, and Call of Duty has the potential to do it because we've all seen them do it before. Something that Call of Duty really needs to start doing is listening to the casuals more than just the esports players and the big content creators. I'm a small creator. I feel like I don't really have a say in something. I would just put myself in a casual because I casually love Call of Duty. It's part of my life, it's part of my childhood, but I feel like Call of Duty doesn't really listen. And they just recently made a Twitter account for the community, which is huge. They're taking steps in the right direction to reviving their franchise. I'm not saying just drop everything and make it how old Call of Duty was, but I'm just saying make Call of Duty again.